Dear ex-Mormons, you have been on my mind and in my heart for a long time. And the biggest reason you have been in my mind and on my heart is because I am also ex-Mormon. And I know how painful it is to leave the church. And I also know that there are so many things to deconstruct and so many things to work through. And it is excruciating, all while being rejected by family members and friends, all while trying to discover who you are. It is the most difficult path I've ever walked, and I'm sure many of you can resonate with that. And one wound that I am noticing, that I noticed within myself and have healed, and I'm also noticing a lot of people struggle with, is this wound of the fear of spirituality. The spirituality used in the origins of the church were manipulated and used for the gain of very selfish and unhealed people. And because of that, trauma snowballed into our lives for generations. And it's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. But I think it's very important to be clear about what the wounding actually was. The wounding came from toxic individuals wanting power. And this wound also comes from us trusting them with everything that we are and giving our power away knowingly and unknowingly, because many of us were raised in the church, giving our power to them and believing in them. We never deserved any of it. And also, I do believe firmly that we should never give our power away to anyone else ever again. Eckhart Tolle teaches that a spiritual leader worth listening to is a spiritual leader that empowers you, not disempowers you. And I wanted to talk about the law of resonance. And this is something that we never were allowed to use or explore in our experience in Mormonism. And the law of resonance is that if something outside of you, some teaching, some spiritual work, some concept does not resonate in your mind, heart, and spirit, if it doesn't feel like it's matching up with you in any way, it has no place with you. But what we have experienced through high demand religion is the opposite of that. It didn't resonate in our mind. We tried so hard to make sense of it in our heart, and we crumbled in our spirit because they took our power away. And because that happened for so long, we learned to not trust ourselves. This wound runs so deep, and it is not, it is so sad for me to see this in our community, because you don't deserve that. You never deserved that. And my heart is shattered for our community because so many of us are still struggling with that even after we've left the church. And I'm making this video to bring as much healing as I possibly can, because you do not have to continue in your life not trusting yourself and being fearful of any new concept or idea, spirituality, or anything. You are free to explore everything and know that you are the one guiding your life this time, and you are the one who is checking for resonance. You are the one who's in charge. And this fear of spirituality makes a lot of sense, but it's kind of like murderers, for example, use toothbrushes. They're terrible people. They've done absolutely terrible things. But just because they've used a toothbrush doesn't make toothbrushes bad. Their behavior is bad, but the tool that they use and is good. Like, we all need toothbrushes. And the self-empowerment that you can find through exploring spirituality is probably one of the most healing things we can do, because what we reclaim as we do so is our natural gifts and abilities that the church tried to steal away. Our psychic abilities, we're all psychic. It's not some special gift only special people have. We all have that. And also our ability to self-heal. That is another thing that they try to steal away from us. One of the things, I was in therapy while I was in the church, and my therapist introduced me to energy work. So I started using it a long time ago for myself. And it was really, I was breaking so much ground and I was healing so much. And then the church came out and said, you shouldn't be using that. You should rely on priesthood blessings. But what I had experienced was, this profound healing and understanding of myself by diving into energy work and my own energy. That is the first time I realized, wow, something is off here, and they're trying to control me, and they're also trying to steal away my power and my ability to heal myself. And I just so want you to know that you have a higher power and it never was outside of you, ever. No matter what they say, it was never outside of you. It's not in a building, it's actually right here. It's what gives you life. It's what's in the trees. A lot of people who leave the church, their new temple is nature. And that's why, because of the resonance.
Got me singing every second, dancing every hour. You